All right, guys, let's work this together. It is very easy if you want to promise your body oil, face and body oil. It is very easy. First of all, you must to understand the formula you want to use and the type of oil you want to use. You understand all of this before you go into it. These are what you can do from your comfort home. You can make them at home. It is very easy, guys. Look at my face. It is what I'm about showing you. All right, let's go. So now, this oil you are seeing is just almond oil, and you know almond oil is okay for the skin. All right, almond oil is one of the safest oil so far that you can really count on. I want to tell you that for free. Instead of you using sunflower oil, I will advise you to use almond oil. You can use any other oil. All right, and you can see on the table, these are the ingredient and the equipment we are using. All right, so you can see there we have our powders. So we're using about 5 powders. I've already mixed them already. I will drop the names of the powders. Now let's put the oil. I'm just putting, for a start, I'm just putting about 117 ml. All right, yes, look at it. It is just plain oil. Okay, it's just plain oil. So it's after now, it's for me to put the powders. Like as I said, I've mixed some powders already. All right, so have that in mind. Now let's measure our powders. Our powder that we are measuring, have it in mind that all the powders, I've already mixed them inside one. All right, we are using these powders, and we also use a thickener as well. So now in here we have our sunlight 0.5 powder, and we have our MOFF powder, also malic acid powder, and AHAC2 powder, then X00 powder, almond oil. So that's what we're using. So you can see that I've already mixed about 4 of the powder already, and that is what I'm measuring right now. Okay, the beautiful thing about this powder, all of them, they are soft powders. Okay, and they are not harsh powders. So 0 to 5%, that's what you can use. 0 to 5%, that's what you can use. All right, so don't be scared. Will this powder work? So if you are making a large quantity, that can really give you heads up on how you can calculate your powders. So me, I'm making a very large quantity. I'm making about 8 kg. Yes, I'm making about 8 ml of this oil. So that's why you see I keep adding for the powders. All right, so and when I say they are soft powder, these powders, they exfoliate and also they moisturize and the whitening, not brightening, the whitening. Like I told you, we have whitening powders, we have brightening powders. All right, you should know that, because some people, they mistake brightening powders to be whitening powders. Some mistake, they just go on and on, keep calling it whitening powder, and that is why when they make all these things, if it doesn't work, they keep complaining. So see what I'm doing now. I've just put a powder. I would blend now. All right, I will blend so that all the powder should mix with the oil before we heat it. So before then, let's quickly put our perfume. All right, you can decide to put perfume, you can decide not to put perfume. It is what it is. Like somebody asked me if she can put a preservative. You don't need to put preservative, you don't need to put perfume, but I just decided to put my perfume. All right, I did put 2 type of perfume. So this, now I put the first perfume so that it can go with the blending first. So now that I've put the perfume, what next? I just have to look at it. You can see it properly. Every powders are here now. This is 4 powders are here already inside here. 4 powders are here. So, and I've added my perfume. So it just, I want to add more oil to it. Then after that, I'll blend, because we are going to add more oil. So look at it, so you can see it very well. We are going to add more oil, so everything will just look well, you know, unified together. And when you're blending, know that the first blending, you must blend it in a way that you will see that all the powder smooth. All right, and all this powder I call for you, that all this powder apart from the malic acid, they are heatable and they can melt at any given time when you heat them with the accurate degree of the gas, the heating method you're using. All right, so it is what it is. So now let's put the thickener. The thickener is something that you must know, that sometimes we have different type of thickener, but there are some thickener that they will call it thickener why they are not working. I've used a lot of thickener that I will use, they don't work. I will be regretting that, oh, why would I be using this kind of, thickener? Not until I found this thickener and it's working. So if you need this thickener, you can get it from us. This one is S00 powder, so you can just call it S00. So that's the name of the thickener. All right, they all have other names they call them, so apparently you can search for those names that you want to call them, but I love calling them by their real names so that it can really help us. So now that we've just achieved this, you can see that it's time for me to blend. But before that, you can see that I'm about adding more of this thickener because I am making a very large quantity. So I want to add more 60 gram to it. All right, I want to add more 60 gram to it because I'm making a very large quantity, and a lot of people, they will always order for this. So now that we're about adding it, let's add it so that we can start blending. But before then, I measure it to see if it's correct, and it's very correct. So let's go. Now that we've added it, let's blend. Oh yeah, ngwanu. So we just turn together and start blending. Not more than that. That is just everything we did here now. So just go for the next step, which is blending. And when you're blending, use the right blender, because sometimes some blender, they don't blend very well. So I have a very good blender that I normally use. See my blender. All right, now let's blend. We'll blend very well that you will know this thing is smooth, because if you don't blend it, you see that although when you are heating it, everything will melt. But first of all, to be at the safer side, blend properly so that everything can, smooth, and it will be easy to heat. And when you heat it, everything melt, dissolve. There won't be any stone on top. Okay, everything will melt very well. So now that we've just blended, let's heat it. Okay, see, let's go. Now that we're by heating it, you must not forget, while heating, you're stirring. You see this whole thing, the way it's on milk color, you can see it's milk color, but after now you will see it crystal clear that everything melted. Okay, you can see why I'm heating it. I'm just stirring. Look at it. That is it. You see this whole thing crystal clear after now. So I just keep hitting it while stirring it. Is not a magic. These are procedure. All right, and I told you these powders, they are meltable powder. They melt easily. They don't give you any story. They melt. The way you use them, they melt. They dissolve very fast when you use heat on them. So that's what I'm doing now. You can see the color is changing. It's changing rapidly. It is obvious that the color is changing. Okay, let's move forward. You can see now the color has changed totally. When I mean totally, it's now crystal clear. All right, yes, there are some other powders that when you use them, they will be very difficult for them to dissolve. So that's why you have to make sure you choose the right powder. So we did make sure that we picked the right powder, and that's why you see that it was able to melt. Now let's take it down so that we can see how far we've gone, because it is a very nice journey that we've been on. So you can see that the whole of this product, the end product we're trying to make now, is whitening and not just regular whitening but excess whitening. All right, so I'm just turning it one more time. Now that I've turned it, I would want to put it inside this big jug here, because I would now turn other oils inside so that I can as well mix together so that it can be one. Hence I've said I'm making a very large quantity, so that's what I'm doing. Now that we have turned it inside, so let's blend one more time. After that, by this time I've put the color, guys, sorry about that, I didn't show you when I actually put the color, but you see that after 5 minutes, when this thing is cold, or after 10 minutes, you will see that this oil is thicker, and just like the serum you always see, like pimentel serum, like box serum, and a lot of those serum you see. All right, so this is how some of them are being premixed. This is how they are being made. So I'm just blending and blending till I see that it's cold. All right, you might just decide to keep it that way, you know, you don't need to blend, but for me, I just feel like I'm still blending it, you know, to be on the safer side. So now let's turn it inside our beaker, because we've just finished blending now. All right, let's turn it inside our beaker. That's what we're doing now. All right, it is what it is, guys. So far so good. We have done this amazing oil. All right, it's not just oil but also concentrate, so depend on the way you just keep it. If you want to make it just stay oil or serum or concentrate, any how you want to make it, it all depends. So now after the end of the video, I would be putting this all of it together and blend again, because I can't just leave it like this. If I leave it, it will be too thick, that I don't think one can use it. Will be too thick, so we just have to loosen it ASAP. So but I just want to have the idea how I made this whole thing to come true. It is very easy. It's what you can do at home. It is very easy. We remain Austin Global. Please subscribe.